back to another episode of Big Bear Boxing Squad, episode number 47. The conversation I want to get into today is about who is truly the A-side between Gervonta Tank Davis and Ryan Garcia. Let's look at a few clips on Davis and Garcia going back and forth with each other. And also, I'll give you my thoughts on who is truly the A-side and the reason why this fight could be so compelling for the fans.
You're going to sleep. Hey, it's not going to hurt. I promise you it's not going to hurt. I don't care what you got. Yeah, all that. You better open up. You're going to need a ladder to hit me. How tall are you? You 5'5". You don't need a ladder to hit me. You're going to need a Stairmaster. Boy, you won't be able to touch me.
Tank, you got any opinion on Ryan Garcia as far as, he seems to call you out, but then also he's also pulling out at his fights and not being able to perform. You performing during the time he's talking. You have any thoughts on that?
I really don't know his situation, to be honest. I can say a lot, but I really don't know his situation, to be honest. So I can't even tell you, like.
But y'all did try to make the fight, right?
Yeah, we did try to make the fight. That's all I know. We tried to make the fight.
I thought Tank won by 2 rounds. I still think that Cruz almost had it. He almost had it, but I also don't think Gervonta hurt his hand in the 5th round. If you notice, he hurt his hand in the 10th round. Didn't hurt his hand in the 5th or 6th, like they were saying. I was watching that fight. He actually hurt his hand in the 10th. You could actually see when he lets it go. He let the left hand go to the body, and I think he chipped his head. And he kind of gringed and never used his left after that. So, yeah, I think he was just having trouble with the style.
Back and forth between yourself and Ryan after your fight. What did you make of his comments that he made to you and to Floyd?
Yeah, that's a bad fighter. We don't worry about him.
So you hear the war of words between the two talented fighters. I like both fighters. I'm going to get into who is truly the A-side and B-side and who will actually win in a matchup. But I will get to the matchup, who will win in the matchup a little bit later on. So let's get into the topic of the main topic of the video. So the main topic of the video is who is truly the A-side. I think inside the ring, I would pick Tank Davis hands down. I think his activity, him having a championship belt, I think it's the WBO regular championship belt. So I do pick Gervonta Tank Davis as being the bigger star, the A side, as far as his ability to do great numbers on pay-per-view and to bring in superstars. When you bring in LeBron James and Dwayne Wade and not only just basketball stars, but I've seen a lot of basketball stars and other stars from other genres. So when you can do that, that means you're a star, hands down. When you can fight in Atlanta, when you can fight in Texas, when you can fight, in Los Angeles and all that stuff, and you can bring stars anywhere you go, that means you're a star. You are a superstar. So I do give Gervonta Tank Davis the edge when it comes to winning titles, actually bringing in the crowd, and doing bigger and better pay-per-view numbers. So on the other hand, you can make an argument on Ryan Garcia being a bigger star on the outside of the ring. But I don't think he can bring in the big stars like Gervonta Tank Davis. But on the outside of the ring, he has a very big following on IG, and he has a very successful YouTube channel. I watch it sometimes. We do the body challenge and all that stuff with Jake Paul and Francis Ngannou. So if you probably haven't seen his channel if you're a boxing fan, he does very well over there. So you can argue with having 3 and 4 million followers and all that good stuff on the outside of the ring. You can argue that Ryan Garcia is the bigger star on the outside. But let's get into something that could be very, very tricky. Let's say that Ryan Garcia actually gets the fight. I think it could probably most likely happen a little bit later on. And I'm just going to speak about these two, this matchup. I'm not going to get into the Devin Haney or nothing like that because that's for a whole nother video, and I think I did one on it already, so please go check it out. But let's get into the what could happen. So say that Ryan Garcia gets the Kambosos fight. I do pick Ryan Garcia to actually win that fight. So anytime you had a majority of the belts, people can argue that you are the A side. You got something that everybody else that they want. So with that said, say if he won the majority of the belts from Kambosos, how do you guys picture that? Well, just the negotiations going as far as A and B side. that's great conversation. That's it. Dude. Okay, so Ryan Garcia already has the bigger following on the outside of the ring, and then imagine him bringing the belt to the table. So that could be compelling. That could be a negotiation. That could be leverage for Ryan Garcia. But let's start to break down on who I would pick in the matchup. I would pick hands down. I would pick Gervonta Tank Davis for a lot of reasons. I think his footwork, his movement, his skill set. I think he's a smarter boxer. He's a slicker boxer. He has way more power. I wouldn't say way more, but he has more power. Ryan Garcia, he has good power against lower opponents. But I think Gervonta Tank Davis has faced better opponents, tougher opponents. So Mario Barrios was a good fight, and Cruz was a good fight. So he did not drop Cruz in his last fight, Isaac Cruz, but that was an amazing fight. And I think that's Ryan. I think Cruz is probably better than maybe 50% of probably better than all of the competition that Ryan Garcia has faced. So that argument for me is no argument. I think that, like I said, I think Gervonta Tank Davis had the harder. He has the better resume. But it's been argued that Gervonta Tank Davis needs to fight people like Ryan Garcia. So I hopefully this fight comes to fruition. But with Ryan Garcia is a very special fighter, but he lacks I don't think he's a smart boxer. I think he's a good boxer. Sometimes good boxers can win a lot of matches. Good boxers, until they meet people like Gervonta Tank Davis and other highly intelligent fighters, that's when you start taking your downfall. You got people that can go to the body, head. They can figure out what you're doing. They can break you down before you break them down. I don't think as of now that Ryan Garcia has that ability. And another thing I think that's going to hurt, which I already did a video on, what's going to hurt Ryan Garcia is him actually leaving one of the best defensive fighters in the game right now, in Canelo and Eddie Reynoso, being one of the best coaches in the sport of boxing as of now. But I think that could come back and hurt Ryan Garcia. I'm not too, he working with Joe Goosen, so maybe they know some things, or maybe they trying to set some new material down. I'll work on some new material as far as skills. But I think that Ryan Garcia is a little bit flat-footed. He has slow feet. I don't think he has the ability to get away from Tank Davis. I think Tank Davis can easily walk him down. I don't think he has the slickness to get away from Tank Davis like that. If Ryan Garcia was to walk Tank Davis down, he can catch him with some shots and stuff like that. But Tank Davis, he has the slickness to get away. But I always try to tell people, or start telling people, don't take my word for it. Do your own breakdown. Go watch. It's all type of highlights on my channel, as far as like old school boxing, and also other channels that you can go watch as far as video breakdown and stuff like that. So go watch. Before even commenting on my channel, go watch, or on this video, go watch some tape on both fighters and then come back and comment about this conversation. I think the conversation is very compelling because both fighters are outstanding fighters. They do both have two different skill sets that they can bring to the table. But as far as winning, I think that hands down I would have to decide with Gervonta Tank Davis. It's not favoritism or nothing. I just think that Gervonta Tank Davis is just smart. He's a smart boxer. You can tell he's thinking in there. When he was having a rough time against Isaac Cruz, you can actually see this kid thinking in there. You can see him, Isaac Cruz is a dog, and I think that's Ryan Garcia didn't want to step up to that plate. And if he had him, maybe we could have seen what Ryan Garcia was really capable of doing. We haven't seen him in the ring in a while, but I think that styles make fights, and it could be a little bit of a different fight for Ryan Garcia. Nobody knows, but I think he could have took that fight, and it could have put him in title contention. But you guys let me know who you think is actually the A side or B side. Who do you pick to win and why?
That's going to conclude another episode of Big Bear Boxing Squad, episode number 47. You guys let me know what you think about this topic and all the other topics that I bring up on my channel. If you want to see what I'm wearing, shoptachi.com. Follow me on all social media platforms that I'm currently on. Links will be down in the descriptions below. If you want to see more boxing content from me, please go check out my Twitch and also IG page. Just want to thank you guys like I do each and every single video. Without you guys, my channel would be what it is today. So thank you again. If you like the video, please leave a like, comment, share, and subscribe. Also, so you won't miss out on upcoming videos, please make sure you hit the notification bell. It's very important. With the growth of the channel, there calls for more conversation and the beautiful sport of boxing. Thank you guys for tuning in to another episode of Big Bear Boxing Squad.